And we're live. I know I'm a little bit later than I intended to be, about 5 minutes, but that's kind of my MO. I'm always late to everything. Just waiting for people to pop up here. I'm trying to pull it up on my laptop so I can see all your comments. Okay, let's see here. All right, I'm just sending over some people because I am late. It's my fault. Sorry, guys. Hey, Casey. All right, just a moment, guys. I'm just getting it set up on my laptop. So I'm at my studio today and I'm not at home, so which is why it took a little bit longer. I had to bring everything that I had at home over here. Plus, it was coinciding with nap time with the kids who did not want to take a nap. So I am almost all set up. My laptop, everything is set up here now. Okay. Trying to find the live link. And while I'm doing that, I just want to let you guys know that I did just get some really great wooden mason jars. I will be getting some wooden trucks in the mail, as well as some huge wooden like circles that we can paint on, and they'll be available for local pickup, and we can do an online paint night with that. I intended to do an in-person paint night with it, but kind of restricted on that right now. So I am having a hard time finding it. Where am I? I'm live, right? Oh, here I am. All right, mute. Like circles that we can paint on. It's weird hearing myself. All right, there's a lovely lady that wants me to email the link to her for paint night. So I'm just gonna do that real quick. All right, so we're going to be painting the gnome today. I'm going to go over the colors with you in just a moment so that you know what we're going to be using. We're going to be using this, I'm going to call it seafoam green. It's kind of like, well, it says turquoise, light turquoise. It's kind of seafoam green. Red, and I'll let you know why we're going to be using red. There's not a lot of red in the original picture, but it is to make a peachy color. We're going to mix that with yellow and some white. We're also going to be using dark blue, very tiny bit of green, and some black for some outlining, because that's my favorite. All right, let me see if I can get this lovely lady's email address. I'm so sorry, guys, it took so long. And today I am painting on a 11 by 14 inch canvas. Got that. I just need her email now. You didn't miss anything. I'm going to go over the colors with you just one more time. Right now, what I'm doing is this lovely lady asked me to email the link to the live to her email. So I'm going to do that. All right, so that's done. So, okay, so I'm going to pull it up here one more time so you can see it and what we're doing. Okay. So colors-wise, red, yellow, blue, seafoam green, very little bit of green, black, white. All right. right, now I'm gonna pull you this way so that we can get, hey Bob, so we can get the canvas on. Oh. And my drink out of the way. And my water cup, here we go. You're gonna need some brushes. I grabbed a flat brush and a round brush. Paper towels to clean your brush, and something to put your paint on. I just have a paper plate here. Uh-oh. Did it cut out? Are we back? I think so. It's showing live video now. Are we there? Okay. My fault. I didn't connect to the Wi-Fi. I'm connected to the Wi-Fi now, so we should have better connection. All right, so we're gonna pull you back to the canvas so that we can see that. So there's my Bob. All right, so what we're gonna do first, we are painting, just so everybody can see, we're painting this gnome today. And I did make an online event for this today, so if you want to use that as a reference, you can take a screenshot on your phone, or you can pull it up on your laptop and use that as a reference as well. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our flat brush. I'm actually putting my paints out. And we're gonna be painting the background, that seafoam green. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna want to pick up your flat brush, stick a little water, or stick it in the water, dab it off onto your paper towel, and you're gonna wanna pick up that seafoam green. Oh, this blue's everywhere. And then you're gonna cover this background completely. This black splattered me in the face last night. Let's not do that again today. All right, I think I've got everything here. All right. So you're gonna take your flat brush. Melanie, yes, I will. And I actually created this morning, I created a YouTube channel, and I'm uploading these lives to YouTube. They don't look as fancy on lives, but on YouTube as it does on Facebook, but it will be there for your reference. All right, so we're gonna pick up that color and we're just gonna cover that background. Now, if your paint is not moving across the canvas as well as you'd like, go ahead and add a little water to your brush and then mix it in with your paint. Hey, Katie. And then spread that paint across your canvas. And it doesn't have to be this color. You can use any color you want. These little gnomes, they don't really care. So when I color the background, I kind of like scribble it on, and if I need to flatten it out, or if there's too many bumps, I just kind of go back over it. And if you guys can go subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would be awesome. And because I, back in my early 20s, made a screen name saying I less than 3 you, which is great. And I do, I less than 3 all of you. However, I want it to match to my company name now, and I can't change it unless I have 100 subscribers. So if you can go subscribe to my YouTube channel, it gives me that capability of changing that screen name to Painting with Lori. All right, Ada, so what I'm gonna do is because there's no way on a live that you can go back, I believe, I'll quickly tell you what we're doing, because I know that you didn't have that link. Okay, so what we're painting, as you know, is this gnome right here, okay? The colors that you're going to need today are either a tealish color, green, and I took way too much green, black, dark blue, white, yellow, and red. The screen name for my YouTube right now is ILESSTHAN, the number 3, YOO. It's I less than 3U. And because it was cute in my 20s, and now that I'm in my mid-30s, not so cute and not connected to my business. So if I get 100, which I think I'm a quarter of a way there, I can change it to Painting with Lori, and that would be perfect. All right, so I have covered this. This is a nice coverage of paint. And if, as always, you want to be fancy, go ahead and paint the tops. Absolutely, Kathy. It is on my Facebook page. And I actually, because we are friends on Facebook, I've put it on my personal page as well. All right, so I'm just cleaning my brush up. Take a little sip of my coffee. And we're gonna let this dry for just a second before we start painting on top of it. It's a little chilly in here today. I think I'm gonna see if I can turn the heat up a little bit. Yeah, the heater was set at like 55. So we'll turn it up just a hair and I'll turn it back off when I leave. All right. We're gonna let that dry. I missed a spot, of course I did. All right, see if we can get this to dry. And if you ladies want to get your, or gentlemen, want to get your cardio in, you can hold it and fan it at the same time. Because I'm going to tell you, this quarantine life, I've been snacking like no other. So if I can get any extra exercise in, I'm going to do it. Bob likes the fan anyways. We're almost there. You can kind of see how it's still shiny. That's not what you want. You want it kind of matte. It's kind of matte down here, not so much up here. See if I can move this so we can see a better image of this. Better? Oh, actually, that's way better. Perfect. Okay. I'm gonna move that right there. All right, perfect. Less of me, more of the canvas. I got a few spots that are still pretty wet. I can kind of see the rest of it drying. All right. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to make his nose in the middle. Now we have to make the color. So the color is actually, so it's like a peach color. And how we're gonna do that is I'm gonna take a very little bit of red, pull it off to the side, a little bit of yellow, so it almost makes an orange. Then I'm gonna pull white into it. So it makes a peachy color. And the more white you put, the lighter of that peachy color we're gonna get. Okay? Now, right in the center, this is where we're making is the nose, okay? I put it to equal the size on my painting of, I would say, a large egg or an extra large egg. You can make it as small or as big as you want, but I'm just gonna draw an extra large egg. The kind you'd like to find on Easter morning. Now it's not, I can tell that the paint underneath is still very wet because it's pulling it up. So we're just gonna let it sit for just a second more because you can see on my brush where it's got that green in it. My rings are too big. It's got that green in it. We wanna make sure that it doesn't pull up too much of it. So we're gonna let it sit for just a second. Today does not feel like the weekend. I keep looking outside. It's beautiful out. I did some serious cleaning this morning. My house smells like bleach. Bleached everything, the floor, the counters. Not that I don't do any cleaning, but I did some deep cleaning today with bleach, and it's kind of burned inside my nose. All right, how are we? This is pretty dry around it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add more paint on top. It's still gonna pull underneath because I'm putting wet on wet, and the conditions in this room right now are not ideal. All right, so we've got a huge nose on there. Again, it's yellow, white, and red, and you are mixing it together. It's gonna make a peachy color. We're gonna let that dry, and then we'll go back to it because I added a little red to the side of the nose to give it almost like a blush-like effect to it. But now we're gonna move and we're gonna make his beard. I'm gonna pull up the same brush, just picking up some white here. And I'm just gonna draw out the shape I want for his beard. So we're gonna go down from the side of it. We're gonna fill this all in too. You can kind of draw it out. So a beard, their beards. I feel you, Rachel. I feel you. We're gonna pull down. We're gonna fill this all in. So I kind of made like a little, almost like a splintered hair off to the side. So this right here is the nose. This is gonna be the beard. The egg is gonna go on top, and we'll figure that out after. What I did was call the nose to be like the size of a large. That's okay. So it's like an extra large egg. We're making a nose. So the nose is red, yellow, mixed together with white. It's gonna make a peachy color. And we're gonna paint, just paint like I did like a large egg. So Actually, it's a very, like an extra large egg. It's probably about 2.5 inches wide. And I'm just pulling a few splinters off the side for the whiskers of the beard. We're gonna put more detail. The detail comes in with the highlighting, okay? So we're just gonna fill this in now that I've got it all drawn out. And if it's not super thick, that's okay, because we're going to be adding some gray on top. And again, that black is going to outline everything. Kathy, did you get it? Did you get the colors for the nose? Because the egg's going to be in here. Okay, good. So you want to bring that white for his beard as tight as you can to the nose. And it doesn't have to be solid white. As you can see on my picture, that there is still blue showing through, and that's okay. Okay, so now that we've done this, we're gonna draw out his hat. Now what I'm using, I'm just gonna go in with this dark blue. And the hat is gonna go right across the bridge of the nose to about not all the way across, so you're gonna have some beard that sticks out the side. And it's just gonna make a loop over. And another loop over. And at the end, it's gonna be almost like a teardrop at the end there. Now, you can go in with dark blue. What I did on my original painting is I added a little white to it. I think I might try out this dark blue. Nope, I'm not. I'm gonna add some white to it because it's just gonna make it less transparent if I do that. This paint is very transparent, so I'm adding white to it. And we just wanna fill that in. And I know it doesn't look like on the original painting that it looks like that, but it does. If you can get right in there, you can see that the line goes across. The shape is actually defined by the black line. So I'm just adding white to it, and I'm gonna fill it in. I made his nose way bigger than my original painting. That's all right. Maybe he just has a big nose. Sometimes we have other... sometimes they have big noses. No big deal. All right. And you know, you can always update other things if you're waiting in between steps. Like I'm waiting for this to dry and I feel like I want to make his beard a little bit bigger. I'm not liking the side shapes. I think I'm just going to pull it out a little bit further over here. No big deal. I think I'm going to make it a little bigger on this side too, because if he's got such a big nose, I feel like he should have a bigger beard. Hi, Jackie. Jacqueline. Okay. So we're waiting for this to dry right now. I'm put a lot of paint on there. Okay, so now we've got, we can clean our brush up. We're gonna pick up some white and we're gonna do those dots all the way around because we kind of want those to be dry too. So how we're gonna do this, and don't be scared of making dots, is you're gonna take your flat brush that you have, right? You're gonna pick up white, flip your brush back and forth so you have paint on both sides of your flat brush. You're gonna pick a spot. I'm gonna put one right here. You're gonna press your brush right into that canvas and spin it around. It's gonna give you a perfect circle every time. And you could probably do more than one dot with the amount of paint you have on your brush. And again, they don't have to be perfect. That's a lot of paint on there. Oh boy. All right. You put as many or as little as you'd like. You're going to press that brush right into your canvas and spin it. All right, this is still pretty tacky. Okay, just a moment here. What do you hate your hat? Take a picture, send it to me, and I'll take a look at it. Don't worry about like all the lines because those are going to go around afterwards. So we're just putting the shape on. Okay, so are you with me right now, Ada? If you're in the chat right now or in the video right now, say yes, and I will explain how we got to this place. Okay, so that's where you're at. Okay, so what we did after you paint the background, I took yellow, red, and white and mixed them together on my palette. And I put them together and I added more white to get a light peachy color. Okay, so I drew a circle in the middle of my canvas with that peachy color. I took white and I just drew a design almost like it's curving out around and filled that in with white. And then I took my dark blue, I added a little white to it and drew out the hat. So the hat starts wider and it gets smaller and curves over. However, if it might be best, since you're a little bit behind right now and I can't go back and show you every step that I did, if you just give it probably about 10 to 15 more minutes, maybe a little bit longer, and we'll be done this painting, and then you'll be able to replay because it will be available. It will also be available on YouTube as well. Okay, so we're still pretty wet on there right now. It's kind of chilly in the room, and that's why it's not drying so fast. All right, so now I'm just going to see if I can get my, there we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, because we added the white in, we added the blue in, is I'm going to add in on the nose a little bit blush. And what I mean by a little bit of blush, I'm going to grab a little bit of that red. So I have red on my brush. I'm going to dry off most of it on my paper towel. And I'm going to go over to the nose. And I'm going to add to the one side. Oh, that's too much. Woo. I might actually grab a little bit of the original color and mix it in. So I grabbed the original color that I had made for the nose and added a little bit more red to it to add a little peach blushing color. Now, if your nose came out perfect, because your heating is probably a bit different than mine. I'm very cold right now in my studio, so it's not drying very well and the paint's not performing as well as I'd like it. So, oh, I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to this. I'm going to recolor over or add more color to mine because it's showing a lot of blue underneath. And that is awful yellow. Holy moly. Let's do a little bit more white. Okay, so now I'm going to re-add that red to it because that blue was showing right through. Uh-oh. All right. And I'm only adding the red to one side of the nose. I'll pull it up close so you guys can see. Okay, so now we're going to be making a little bit of gray. And how do we make gray? Is we pull a little bit of black, and I mean a little bit. Like, I don't know if you can see that on the brush, but it's such a tiny amount. And a little bit of white together. Because white will change immediately with any other color. So I made a gray, and I'm going to add a little shadowing to his beard. And now what I mean by shadowing is I'm going to bring gray around. We're going to make some details in his beard, because you know those gnomes, they have all kinds of layers of white and gray. Now, what I mean, I'm also, so the shape that we went in, we're going to follow that almost as a line. And I did pull up a little blue with it, no big deal. I'm just going to follow the shape that I went in. So I went and looped around like my original shape, and then I kind of pulled it down into the scruff, and then around into the full beard here. Oh, that's darker. Oh well, he's got different shades of dark in his beard. And then the next that we're going to do, and Kathy, I do see that your message, I'm just going to pull it up in a second and look at your hat, okay? Is I'm going to draw the egg on. Now the egg is going to be going over the gray that we just did. So the egg should be either equal to or smaller the size of the nose, and it's going to go right on his beard. So I'm going to draw it out right here, and then I'm just going to fill it in with white. And if it pulls another color underneath it, so what? We're going to put some designs on it. So you're going to make a circle, almost like an oval, right in the center below his nose. It's either going to be the same size or just a little bit smaller than his nose. All right, Kathy, I'm pulling up your picture right now. So his hat looks fine, dear. Where the detail's going to come in with the black. So don't worry about the shape. We can build off from that. So where his hat kind of curves, we'll be able to make a jagged line to make it look like it's kind of crooked, bent over. Don't worry about it. I'll show you when I do it. Okay. Now we're going to switch over. We're going to be using this for the rest of the painting. So we're done with the big brush. We're going to be switching over to the round brush for the rest of the painting. This is where we get to have fun and design our eggs. So I just put on my original one, I just put some few lines across, a little diagonals. You can use any of the colors that you have, and this is why I pulled the green out, because I had one strip of green on there. So that's what I'll use it for. And we're just going to design our eggs. I'll pull some colors here. I think I might do another blue line. Maybe add, hey Bill, maybe add some of that teal in it. Let's see, let's go dot, dot, dot. Maybe add some red to it, because that's fun. Let's add some red. That's kind of fun. I mean, it's not the most fantastic egg. I'm sure the Easter Bunny would be fairly disappointed with me. But I'm gonna go with it. So now, once you're done, I'm gonna give you a second to design your egg, because I know I'm a little fast sometimes. So I'm gonna slow down, let you guys finish designing your egg. And then we're gonna put his little hands on there, his 4 little fingers holding each side. Oh no. Maybe I'll have a class on just shading and blending. I've got a lot of things going on for paint night, but definitely I will see about maybe having an afternoon of blending and shading, just so everyone who wants to can join in. Okay, so I believe that's a pretty good time. I'm going to, so the color that we used for the nose, we're going to use for the hands. These are pretty easy. I'm going to be using, my paper plate's falling apart here. Normally I use styrofoam, but I'm going to use the same color I used for the nose. I'm just going to roll my brush in it. And we're going to put 4 dashes. Now, 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, 4. And I'll show you straight up on the screen how that is. And you can kind of see it, you kind of can't. And it's going to show up better when we highlight it or outline it with the black. We're going to go over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, it's 4 dashes on each side. Oh, for crying out loud. Don't touch up things, just mess them up. That's what I just did. All right. I think if you're done with your fingers, we're gonna start doing highlights with white. Now you're gonna take that round brush and you're gonna roll that in your white so it comes to a point, and we're gonna add a few details where we didn't get before. So this is where we're gonna make our shape in the hat. We're gonna add a little fringe to the end of the cap, and I'm just gonna lighten up around the nose here a little. So I'm gonna make a zigzag line on each side of the cap with that white, and on the hat, so it looks like it's scrunched. I'm just from the corner of the cap, I'm gonna pull a line up and then a line down. And I'm gonna do it again, a line up and a line down. So what that does is it looks like a wrinkle in the hat, so that it's kind of facing, or it's kind of pushing out, protruding a little bit. And I just cleaned my brush because I threw my brush in the water. You don't have to clean your brush right now. And then we're just gonna add a few lines to the little ball at the end. And then what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna sharpen it up around the nose with that white. Even though we're gonna go around it in black in just a second, I just wanted a little bit sharper in white here for contrast. And if you want to, you can add, because that beard should actually be pretty dry right now, you can add more whiter lines through it. Okay, now that we've added the white to the hat, and if you wanted to add white around the nose, we can do that. We're gonna clean the brush and we're gonna pick up black. Now, what we're gonna do is we're going to draw the feet on. So the feet, they kind of just from wherever you want to have them equal, so they're going to match across the bottom here. And if it's easier for you to put 2 dashes on each side of the beard, we could do that. So I'm going to go 1 line here and then match it on the other side there. He's kind of standing with a wide stance though. So I'm just gonna pull him a little bit closer. He can have big feet. And then what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna pull a curve down to reach that line off each side. So it's gonna come from the beard down. And then you want to go ahead and fill that in. So he's got 2 little feet. once we've filled those in, and I'm gonna, once we fill those in, then we're gonna start outlining. Outlining gives the detail of the painting. So I'm gonna start at the hat, and then I'm gonna move down the painting. So where we did the crooked lines here, we're gonna follow that same movement in the black. So I'm gonna kind of outline, and then I'm gonna make a crooked line to look like the hat's bent. And you can see that it didn't exactly follow that blue. You can kind of see that there's a space in between. It doesn't have to exactly follow that line. It's a loose outline, okay? I'm gonna go around this side, and because we made it crooked there, I'm gonna make it crooked there. It just makes it look like it's bent, that's all. And then I'm gonna follow the outline of the little pom-pom at the end. And it doesn't have to necessarily connect either. Now this is where we're gonna give the hat a little bit more curve. So we made those white lines, right? So, or actually we don't do it up here too, because we made those little jaggeds. We're just gonna follow them a little bit. So it kind of makes it look like it's bent. And then we're gonna follow the lines that we made with the white. We're also going to follow the curve of the hat across the nose and then around the nose. My brush is not the best brush. The outline kind of brings it all together. Then we're going to go around our beard on each side. And notice that I don't exactly follow the shape of the beard. I kind of go around it widely. This is where you're going to give your beard character. And I kind of dragged when I picked up my canvas, I kind of dragged it. So I'm going to see if I can paint this over. Then we're going to follow around the fingers. So it's just going to be a little circle outline around the fingers. And it doesn't necessarily even, again, with everything else, it doesn't have to necessarily even follow the exact shape. And then we're also going to follow the shape of the egg. Oh, I'm sorry to hear, Wendy. So this will be recorded, so you'll be able to view it, and it'll also be on my YouTube channel, which I'm going to upload when I get home tonight. And I will be on anywhere between 8 and 8:30, only because my kids determine when that's going to be. Last night, even at like 9:30, they were not ready for bed. So after you do that, we're just going to quickly follow around those circles, and they don't have to fully complete the circle either. All right. Still not happy with that nose, so I'm going to continue to add to it, which is just going to mess it up. So I'm going to leave it alone. If you've completed that, you're done. I'm going to hold the painting close to the camera so you can see. Go ahead and sign your name. I think I'm going to use black to sign my name. And I'm going to use a better brush tonight because this brush is horrible. And there's my finished painting. I'll compare it to the original. We'll see how well I copied my own work. Did I do okay? You see it? I think I did okay copying. Not too bad, I'd say. I think I like the original better, though. Oh, I didn't put the black. See, look, I have black in this one. I didn't copy it to the same. Didn't even notice. All right, I'm going to make a little bit of a gray. Sorry about that, guys. And we'll just put a little bit of lines. So what I did, and what I noticed I did, is that this one has lines for the beard, and this one didn't put any lines in the beard, which is the one I did today. So what I did was I grabbed a little black and a little bit of white, made gray, and went over it, and just made lines in. Even this blue's darker than that one. That's all right, they're all different. Maybe it's his brother, his twin brother. All right, ladies and gents, thank you for joining me this afternoon for paint night. I will be on again tonight, probably from home because it's a lot warmer there than it is right here today, to do a lighthouse, which I've never done before, so there's not anything I'm copying from. This is kind of going to be from my head and a little bit of a reference photo that I pulled from Google. I think I posted the colors earlier. They're going to be, I believe, orange, black, white, and yellow. So, yes, so if you view my Facebook, I'll see if I can pin it so that you can see. That's what we're going to be doing tonight. It's a lighthouse tonight. And I'm working on what we can do tomorrow and Monday and Tuesday, because I did post Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday out of those 4 paintings that I'm doing for the or mail or pickup kits. So Those are going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday are going to be those. And then, but you don't need to get a kit to paint. If you have the paint at home, you have the canvas at home, perfect. Join in, we'll paint together. All right. See you guys tonight. In the meantime, stay healthy. Bye.